Many have been wondering just how much is really being risked in the average tennis trade on Betfair. Some have been worried we're potentially risking our whole banks in order to secure small profits. But that is not the case at all. And in this video, I'll be revealing the ideal risk-reward ratio strategy to follow when you are trading tennis, and then backing it up with some real-life trading examples that will make you realize just how simple tennis trading really is. Go grab a nice cold beer or a doner kebab and let's get into it. So I have been getting lots of emails and comments with a lot of these questions that you can kind of see on the screen right now regarding the trades, the tennis trades that we've been doing in the videos on this channel, with many seeing the profits made, but for some reason assuming that when the trades lose, we're going to be losing our whole stake or our whole bank, or maybe lose our houses or our whole net worth in the process. Okay, I have shown some videos before kind of showing you the losing trades at the same time, but in this video I want to cover it in a lot more detail and hopefully get you to understand the whole principle of what you can do in tennis trading, which will be illustrated with some live trades later on in the video. But tennis trading is nowhere near as risky as other trading sports if you're doing it correctly. Okay, there are ways to take some silly big risks in this, but it's never going to end well. Okay, but generally we're not risking big to win small, or at least I know I'm not doing that. Ultimately it comes down to this in tennis trading, and you decide on your own risk reward ratio. You've seen, probably by now, you've seen some charts of those tennis markets, and you've seen how they can move all over the place. So the market can be there to serve you. So you can decide on how much you want to risk and how much you want to win. It's not like you're putting it in and you're just crossing your fingers, hoping for the best. The markets can move quite slowly at the same time. So if you want to get out and not risk that much, you have that option there. Okay, that is the power and the freedom in the tennis market to decide on the risk you want to take. So you ideally can plan ahead in advance, decide on your own risk reward ratio, whether that be risking 1 to win 1 or risking 10 to win 1. Either way, you have the power to do that, which is perfect because many watching this video will have different risk tolerances. Okay, I've met people who are happy to risk 10 units to win 1, and for other people that would give them a heart attack. But let me illustrate this in further detail. Okay, and like I said, I've got some live trades coming up later on also. But if you have a look at this graphic now, I actually took this from a Forex website, but this applies perfectly to tennis trading. Okay, so if we look in the middle, okay, you're risking 1 to win 1. Okay, so that's your risk reward ratio. Risk 1 to win 1, and your break even win rate percentage then needs to be 50%. So you need to win at least 50% of your trades in that case to at least break even. If you win 51%, then you're going to enter profitability. So if you're risking 1 to win 1 and you can get your strike rate up near to 60%, then you're absolutely laughing and you're going to make some sensational profits in the long term. Okay, now where a lot of people go wrong, they start to initially go up the top end of this graphic. Okay, so they might even do this. They might even risk 50 to win 1, but more commonly I kind of just see people doing something like this. They risk 10 units to win 1. Okay, so when this happens, you need a break-even win percentage of 91%. So you need to win at least 91% of your trades in order to break even. Okay, that's just to break even. You need to be above 91% in order to profit in the long term. Now, with this sort of risk-reward ratio, now this is what some people seem to believe tennis trading is, but it's absolutely not. With this risk-reward ratio, it's great because you're going to have a lot of winners. You're going to have a lot of winners in a row. It's going to give you some great confidence, but one loser, and then suddenly you're under pressure, okay? Because you ideally, out of 100 trades, you can only lose 9 of them in this particular case, okay? And then you're only breaking even. If you lose 10, well, you're staring at a loss, okay? And so there's a lot of pressure, and this is hard to handle mentally. Okay, it's great initially for a beginner to lock in those regular profits, but it's hard to handle mentally. Similar if you are risking 5 to win 1 or 3 to win 1 as well, or 2 to win 1. But in tennis, you don't have to take that option if you don't want to, okay? You don't have to. You're much better off probably going for the inverse and the opposite. So, for example, here, if I was to risk 1 unit to win 2, which again, you can set up within tennis trading, if you like, within your strategy when you enter the market, just say, look, I'm only going to risk 1, and I'm going to get out when I've made 2 units of profit, okay? If that's the case, you only need to win 33% of your trades in order to break even, okay? So you could lose 67% of your trades, or 66% in this case, and then you're still making a long-term profit. And a lot of newbies can't seem to get their head around that, in that you can lose more trades than you win and still be profitable in the long term. A lot of beginners, they'll just go on about the strike rate. You probably see it on social media, people saying, look, I've got this 90% strike rate, 8% strike rate. I guarantee you they're operating with a risk-reward ratio similar to this, okay? If you've got a 90% strike rate, but your risk-reward ratio is 1 to 3, then you're probably absolutely laughing, and you're probably a millionaire by now. But that is pretty much it, okay? Now, obviously, it takes a little bit more skill to be profitable, to win trades where you're risking 1 and then you're winning 2 with the 1 to 2 ratio. And with time and experience, you can start to win those trades. And at the end of the day, that's your aim. You're basically trying to win 34% or more of those trades in order to be profitable, okay? Similar, if you're risking 1 to win 3, if you can win that more than 25% of the time, then you're in profit, okay? Now, for me, when I'm trading tennis, I like to go for this one as a minimum, the 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio as an absolute minimum. Now, when possible, I will go for the 1-to-2, the 1-to-3, or at some opportune moments in the match, I might go for that 1-to-5, because those opportunities do come up in the final set, and those are the really, really lucrative ones. And I will calculate in my head. I'll be like, well, can I win this trade more than 17% of the time? Then I should go for it, okay? If I don't think I can beat that 17%, then obviously don't go for it. But I'm very rarely ever on the other side of it, going for the 2-to-1 or the 3-to-1 when trading tennis, because you absolutely just don't need to be. Those markets are moving, and they can really, really serve you however and whichever way you want. But anyway, I've got some live trades lined up right now for you to check out, where I show you how you can decide on your risk-reward ratio. And like I said, we're going to go for the 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So let's get into that right now. But before we do, I would really, really love it if you could hit or smash the like button, okay? Be careful when you smash it. Don't want to break anything. But remember, these videos do take a lot of time, effort, and research to produce for your education. So just clicking the like button is a nice way to return the favor to us. Okay, let me dive into it. I've got some live trading demonstrations that I think you'll really enjoy. So we've got a men's match here with Richard Gasquet just winning that first set after what was a pretty tight first set. Lots of price movement in that first set, so that's exactly what we like to see. So what we're going to go for, I'm going to keep this example really simple, okay? So we want to get a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So we're going to lay Richard Gasquet here, 1.35, and basically we're going to risk £35 if it goes to 1.01 and he goes on to win comfortably, but we're going to cash out if we can make £35 of profit, okay? And so as kind of covered, then if we can do that more than 50% of the time, then we should make a profit long term, if we can call that correctly. One reason why we are getting involved is because of exactly what happened in that first set. We expect that there should be more trouble for Richard Gasquet in the second set. Then it should be a lot tighter than the markets are thinking. So this should be a simple one. We're either going to make £35 profit, or we're going to go down to 1.01 and lose £35. Let's see how this one turns out. So we're quite deep into the second set, and if you look at that cash out amount, we're currently looking at 28. Now it's gone to 22 profit, okay? And And there you go. Okay, looks like we've hit our profit target. And we haven't just hit it, but we've gone through it and smashed it. And remember, we were aiming for £35 of profit, but we're actually going to make £41 of profit. And so let me just explain what happened there in more detail. But let me just show you the chart on Gasquet. Remember, that was the plan, right? Was that we wanted to lay him at 1.35. He was either going to go down to 1.01 or he was going to go up, and then we could lock in our £35 profit. And if you look at this chart, it was pretty safe. As we suspected, it was going to be another tight second set. It was going to be another tight set, rather. And in the end, we've managed to make the trade we've made. Now, I know some people are going to be in the comments asking, well, why don't you put an order into the market? If we were going to lay at 1.35 to try and win £35, we could put an order into the market. And then if it touches it, we get matched. And that way we can step away from the screen. However, what you saw, that shows why it's probably not worth putting orders into the market when you're trading tennis, because that price shot through. I think if we were putting the order in, we would have to... Let me switch it to Gasquet. We would probably have to have backed Gasquet around evens. But you can see that price shot through that, and it gave us the bigger profit. Okay, if we had put in that order, we would actually be doing ourselves damage when we should have been taking a £42 profit when that trade was complete. But anyway, that's just an example of what you can do. Like we said, we're risking 35 to at least win 35, and if you can just get this right more than 50% of the time, you will make long-term profits. And you saw the reason for us getting in, so it wasn't exactly rocket science. But anyway, just an example of what you can do when you're trading tennis. So I'm not done yet. There's more examples to come. But while I'm here, I've got a quick question for you. Which risk-reward ratio do you ideally like? Are you someone who likes to go for that risk 1 to win 1? Are you someone who is happy to risk 10 to win 1? Or are you someone who's happy to do it the complete opposite, risk 1 to win 10? Obviously, you're going to have long losing streaks when that happens, and then you've got to go for the odd big win. But everyone's personality is different, so it would be very, very interesting to hear from you in the comments. Do let me know your favorite or your most ideal risk-reward ratio. So here's a men's match between Jordan Thompson and Lloyd Harris. Okay, so I'm going to show you a similar principled approach, okay, but we're not going to go down to 1.01. So let me just actually get in the market and let me explain. Okay, so 1.39 are the odds that we're entering at. Okay, so in the previous example you saw us risking pretty much 39 to win 39, but in this case we only want to risk, say, half of that 39. And just to round it up and keep it simple, let's say we only want to risk £20, okay? So that would mean we're going to have to get out the market early, okay? We can't just leave it, let it go down to 1.01. If these odds start to tick down to around 1.2, then that's probably our stop loss and our exit point, okay? Obviously, if Lloyd Harris gets into it, then we're going to look to take that £20 profit. So again, it's a very similar principle. We're going to risk 20 to win 20, but in this case, compared to the previous example, we're going to have to be keeping an eye on the action, okay? But just to fill you in, I'm pretty confident that we should be winning this trade, because if you look at Jordan Thompson's chart, you can see that he was hardly in the first half. He was hardly involved. If I show you the other player, Lloyd Harris, he came very, very close to winning that first set, and then it was just a bit of a wobble in the final match. It was a surprise win, so we've got an underdog leading off on the first set, so we're effectively posing the underdog heading into the second set. So again, it's a case of, do these odds go up and get our profit before they go down, okay? And I'm pretty confident that these odds are going to be going upwards once the second set begins. So anyway, you understand the principle. We're going to risk 20 to win 20. So there is the £20. It's available now. The odds have gone up to 1.76. It is love 40. Okay, so I mean, we could potentially let Thompson convert one of these breakpoints, and we could get a higher profit. However, I mean, that was the rule. That was the rule of the trade, right? We were going to risk 20 to win 20. In this case, we've actually locked in 21. Okay, and it's just gotten 40-15. So you never know. I mean, Harris might not convert any of these break points, and so it was good that we kind of locked in the profit. But anyway, I mean, in other situations, you could play it a bit smarter and just say, look, let's hang in there and try and get one of those break points converted, and we can try and get a bigger profit. But this video is just all for the demonstration, just to pretty much show you. I mean, you can kind of set your own risk reward ratio with the trade. You could enter a trade and say, look, I'm going to risk 20% to win 20%. I'm going to risk 100 to win 100, etc., etc. You saw the plan and you saw why I got in. It was a very quick and easy profit. We've got that in pretty much the second game of the second set. And just to show you the chart, just to give you an idea, you saw where the entry was. It didn't even come close to any sort of exit. Okay, so anyway, just a quick example there. We risked 20 to win 20, in and out very quickly. So some pretty simple stuff there. And like I said, we've been looking at a risk reward ratio strategies of risking 1 to win 1. And that's very similar to the strategies inside Ultimate Tennis Trading. Okay, we're not taking any silly risks with these strategies. But I do just want to say that the doors are currently open to Ultimate Tennis Trading as I upload this video. And that's where you can learn all the strategies in full with step-by-step instructions. But as I upload it, there are still spots available for those who want to take their tennis trading to the next level, but the doors will close at midnight on Friday. So I'm very aware that time is of the essence, and there will be some people watching this video that might miss out on it, okay? But if you are interested, click the link in the description, enter your very best email address, and we will email you with the invite details if there are still spots available. If it's too late and there are no spots available, we will put you on the waiting list for the next opening, okay? So either way, you will get an email back. So keep in mind, there are 5 strategies included within the course, okay? And they're all pretty similar to this, with that risk reward ratio of risking 1 to win 1, or very, very close to that, okay? We're always trying to win more than we are risking with our strategies. Not always possible, of course, but that is the aim and the main principle. It will make your life a lot easier when you're trading tennis. But the main thing about the course is that you will learn how to trade a tennis match from start to finish, even if you know nothing about tennis, even if you have zero knowledge about tennis, because you don't really need that much knowledge about the sport in general and the players. You just need to know the numbers and how to look at the charts and a few other numbers, okay? And similarly, you'll learn how to do the pre-match research to pick out the trades. This is not to pick out the winners of the matches. This is to pick out the most ideal matches for trading, those matches which are going to give us the price swings that will allow us to profit, okay? Similarly, you'll learn how to read a tennis match if you want to try and build an even bigger edge. And then, like I said, you've got the 5 strategies, 3 of these, very low risk, okay? 1 for each set. So you'll know how to trade the first set, how to trade the second set, and then how to trade the final set and thereafter, okay? So that is pretty much it. It's the first time we've opened this in 4 months. So if you missed out last time and you've got your invite, then just make sure you get signed up before midnight on Friday, because that's when the doors will close again for the rest of the summer. If you're seeing this and you are interested, then the only thing you can do at the moment is click the link in the description, submit your email address, and depending on when you're seeing this video, we will email you back and let you know either the spots are still available or you have to be on the waiting list for the next opening, okay? So that is Ultimate Tennis Trading. Definitely get involved in that if you are interested in learning this sport and taking it to a next level. If you want to see some more live trading demonstrations and you enjoyed what you saw earlier on in this video, then I have this video on the screen right now that I think you will really, really enjoy, okay? We talk about support and resistance levels and how we can use that in tennis trading to find low-risk trading opportunities. Click on that video, go grab another nice cold beer, and I will see you in the next video.